Hey y'all, welcome back to Adventuring with Amanda. Thank you so much for being here. If you are new to my channel, welcome. I have some updates for you guys because a lot is popping. And let me just say, happy fall. Y'all, we made it. The first day of fall was yesterday, September 23rd. And it's finally starting to cool down. We are under 100 degrees in the valley. And up north in Flagstaff, it's now in the low 70s. Payson's still a little warmer in the 80s, but that's okay. It's going to cool down next week. So I have updates on my grandma and Winston's vet visit and what our plans are for the next 2 weeks to a month or so. Firstly, many of you know that my grandma has been declining. This is the grandma I'm really close with who lives in Minnesota, and she has not been doing well. She's had a very quick and recent decline. So she is moved into memory care in her previous building where she was living in independent living, but now she's on the first floor in memory care. And she was moved in there. It's a really nice studio apartment. She has a faux fireplace. She's super cozy. And right now, surrounded by both my aunts and uncles until my mom gets up there later in the week. She is being assisted by hospice right now, but she started to do a little bit better. She started to stabilize a bit, but overnight she developed some very severe tremors. So it's really a day-to-day basis with my grandma. I did start to look at flights going out to Minnesota because I just have a really bad feeling I'm going to have to go out there this fall. So I have started to look at flights, unfortunately, but again, everything is day to day. I took Winston in for his wellness exam last week, and I had blood work done as well as an additional cardiac exam to see how his heart is doing. Winston is 12 years old, so it's important that I know what's going on with his body so I can take all the necessary measures to ensure that he continues to thrive and live as healthy as possible. And turns out everything is looking great. His cardiac exam came back perfect. And I was very pleased with that because he has a very slight heart murmur. It's very, very slight, but it hasn't changed at all in the last year. But what I was most excited about was the fact that his veterinarian, which is the one who actually saved his life when he was intact in 2023, she didn't even see any tartar on his teeth and didn't even recommend a teeth cleaning this year because his teeth are so perfect. So I was very pleased to hear that, especially because dental health leads to heart health. So Winston is going to continue to live his best life, and we're just going to keep doing what we're doing with, a daily dental chew, his hip and joint supplements, and his smart bone, and just, being active and having a good diet and all that good stuff. So that is really good news. Now, our plan for the next 2 weeks, I am heading up to Payson tomorrow morning. I was going to head up to Flagstaff, but the flooring people did not show up to my mom's house last week when they were scheduled to do the measurements. And now that my mom has to fly up to Minnesota, I offered to go up to Payson instead of the Flagstaff area so I can get a little bit more done on the renovations as well as be there for flooring measurements. So I will be spending Monday through Friday in Payson, but I am going to camp in the forest. However, it's just 10 minutes away from my mom's. So Monday and Tuesday, I'll be in the forest. Wednesday, I'll be at my mom's. And then Thursday and Friday, I'll be at the forest and then head home. So it's nice because I'm literally going to shower at my mom's because she only lives 10 minutes away and, take advantage of her house. Of course, I could stay there if I wanted to, but you guys know me. I want to be in the national forest. So that's what I'm going to do, but also be there to take care of stuff on Wednesday and get some work done on the Arizona room in the trailer. And let's see, so then I'll be home for the weekend, and that's when my mom will be in Minnesota. And mid next week, I'm going to head up to the Flagstaff area. It's much cooler up there, low 70s, high 40s at night, which is literally pristine weather for me. That is my absolute favorite. I cannot wait to like wear a jacket. So I even like, I'm wearing long sleeves today. So even though it's still in the 90s in the valley, I'm like, I busted out my long sleeves because I'm trying to manifest the weather, and it is fall and I am ready. So, so, Payson and then Flagstaff, and that's really all I have planned. My sister comes into town at the end of October, but you know, with everything with my grandma up in the air, I'm not really making any plans after next week. I plan to essentially stay in parts of northern Arizona for the next month or so because it's still hot in the valley. It's not time to get to Quartzsite yet. And I really like the cooler weather. So even if it's in the 60s during the day, like that's where I want to be. And Winston too. Yeah, he's a Chihuahua, but he also prefers the chillier weather. So that's what we have going on. And also, surprise, surprise, on Thursday, y'all know that my mom and I were in the Sun news tabloid last week about the renovations. The producer reached out to me. Well, they reached out to me again and they want to do another interview with me. So they had seen my video about how I talked about the story being kind of like over dramatic and sensationalized, but they kind of got a kick out of that and they want to talk to me further. And so we're actually going to have a phone call and a discussion, and this will give me a chance to really let them know what we're doing, you know, what the project's about, and what I do as a van lifer. So I look forward to having that further conversation with them, and I'm glad that they have enjoyed my content and everything thus far. So just another opportunity and super fun. I am grateful for these small distractions during, you know, this difficult time with my grandma and, you know, my mom being sad. And it's a lot right now. But, you know, I've accepted where we're at. I take things one day at a time. I can't control anything, especially since I'm here in Arizona, but I am doing the very best I can. And I'm also very grateful for you as my support system. And I'm happy that I can just be there for my mom and help her out while enjoying her house and camping and doing all of those things. So life is pretty good right now, and I just wanted to update you on where we're at and what we're going to be doing the next 2 weeks. So I will continue to have lots of good content for you. I did take the last 2 days off just so I could kind of get my shit together, if we're being honest. But I have my fridge review coming up and some other fun stuff planned. So thank you for hanging in there with me. I surely appreciate every single one of you. And remember to join our Adventuring with Amanda Facebook group if you have not yet. We have some good discussion and share some fun things over there. Thank you again, and I hope you're having an awesome day. We will see you next time.